Hello all, I am Mr. Adler. I have seen many of you in class, in the hallways, and at recess. Today's assembly is, in fact, about recess. Normally, recess is a joyous occasion, a time to let loose and play after the confines and restrictions of class. No line forming, no hand raising, no having to keep your voice, just bursting with determination to let the world know that it exists down to the confines of an indoor level. Recess is a sacred time, an interbellum, sandwiched between hours of directions and varying levels of self-control, where normally one sees students gallivanting around soccer nets, outrunning frisbees, pounding a tetherball as hard as humanly possible, or wondering how long they can sneak onto the swings without a recess monitor noticing. Sadly, though, in the COVID times, this is different. Many of you are bummed that recess is now more restrictive. You are confined to a cohort-sized square, not allowed to use balls or roam around and do things that are normally an expression of free spirit. And so that is why I am presenting today's assembly as 10 ideas for things to do during recess in the time of the COVID besides sitting around and talking. A presentation. Idea number 1, racing. This is quite simple. 2 or 3 people, at least 6 feet apart, race from one end of the cohort square to the other and back again. I like this one for 2 reasons. Number 1, it resembles the ancient Greek Olympics, particularly the stadium race. And number 2, it can be done with endless variations. For example, instead of simply running, you can see who is the fastest skipper or who is the quickest at hopping on one leg. If you really want to get fancy, you can race while reciting the poem that you memorized for 6th grade public performance while running backwards. Shown here are 2 6th grade boys racing the Mary Poppins. Idea number 2, Simon Says. We all know this game. One person is Simon, and whatever they say, everyone has to do, but only if they preface it with Simon Says. If they do not say Simon Says and you do what they say, you are out. Of course, all commands from Simon have to ensure that the participants keep at least 6 feet away from each other. However, this still leaves open a range of possibilities. For example, Simon says, act like a sad banana, or Simon says, practice for your breakdancing recital, are all easily accomplished while maintaining a 6-foot distance. Idea number 3, practice your handstands. Why not work on that shoulder strength and core stability? Eventually, you can work your way to walking down the length of the cohort square in a handstand or doing 10 handstand push-ups. Idea number 4, limbo. This is entirely doable as long as the pole used is at least 12 feet long to ensure that the people holding it and the person trying to walk under the bar are all 6 feet apart. Who would not want the title of being middle school or high school limbo champion? If you are interested in doing this game but do not know how to acquire a 12-foot bar, please talk to me. Idea number 5, air volleyball. This may seem like a cop-out, but trust me, if you have seen the 9th grade girls going after it, you wouldn't feel so dismissive towards it or confident that your head might not get smacked by an air ball. Idea number 6, the winking game. Many of you might know this game under different titles, but I've heard it called the winking game. Also practiced often by the 9th grade girls. This game involves standing in a circle with one person in the middle. While the person in the middle closes their eyes, the rest of the group picks someone who is the winker. The person in the middle then opens their eyes, and the person who is it discreetly looks around at other people trying to wink at them. If someone makes eye contact with that person while they are winking at them, then that person is out, and you must go out with the most overly dramatic example of dying that you can think of. The person in the middle tries to figure out who the winker is before everyone in the circle dies dramatically. Idea number 7, the number game. In this game, everyone sits in a circle, 6 feet apart from the next person, and has a number. Everyone begins clapping their hands in a rhythm, clapping their hands on their legs on the downbeat, and clapping their hands together on the upbeat. With every downbeat, someone says their own number, followed by the number of someone else on the upbeat. The person who belongs to the second number said then has to do the same thing. saying their number on the downbeat and the number of someone else on the upbeat. Anyone who misses a beat when it is their turn or misspeaks is out. So for example, if you're all clapping your hands in a beat, you might go number 1, number 2, number 2, number 4, number 4, number 6, and so on. Plus, since we will be spending a lot of time with the same group, we can pick nicknames for ourselves instead of using just numbers. For example, ground control, Major Tom. Idea number 8. Practice your dance moves. Ideas include learning to do the worm or a kip up, shown here by a 9th grader. Idea number 9, the push-up challenge. This is a challenge that at least one high school boy has undertaken to do 300 push-ups a day for 30 days, including 100 at lunch. You may join in doing these push-ups or provide moral support. Idea number 10, the Ministry of Silly Walks. What exactly is the Ministry of Silly Walks? Well, I'm glad you asked. Please click the link to the YouTube video that is posted down in the description of this video, and you will find out. I don't believe that one needs any further explanation. Well, there you have it, 10 ideas for things to do at recess at the time of the COVID besides just sitting around and talking. Thank you.